Hey, you want a free PSE Bow? I'm gonna make it simple for you. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. If you're subscribed and you're liking and you're commenting on our videos, you're entered in the giveaway. We're gonna give a free PSE Bow away again. You heard it here first, a free PSE Bow. If this is your first time watching one of these videos, guys, you don't know about my love or hate for certain timber stand improvement methods. And here's the thing. Every single one of them has a time and a place in which it should be used. So just because I say it's good or it's bad, doesn't mean it's always good or it's always bad. You need to dictate or understand if it's right or wrong on your property. Bring in some help. Bring in at least a forester. Don't necessarily love just working with foresters because they don't understand whitetail habitat. Bring in an expert of some sort to understand what needs to be done on your property. But let's say that you do understand what's on your property and we're going to go in there, we're going to do some TSI. But you need to know that you're doing it the right way, using the right method, and there are numerous options, okay? We got the hack and squirt method, which I will break down for you if you're unfamiliar with. Kind of a goofy name, I get it. And then you have hinge cutting. Another one that I see used quite often is also known as knurling, or, oh man, I'm at a loss for words right now. Basically where you cut into the tree, around the perimeter of the tree, and kill it standing. Save me, guys. Put it in the comments, and then I'll feel like a bozo. I'll think about it as the video goes on. Girdling. Ha! Beat you to it. Girdling trees. Double girdle, depending on the bigger tree, you double girdle it, and we'll get into those a little bit today. So when should you do which, or what? Let's help you understand, I guess, when to do which. So hinge cutting is great for creating screening. It's great for creating immediate satisfaction in your case, or immediate cover on a property in which you have invaluable or less desirable timber. Because if we have valuable timber, we should probably be logging it, putting money in our pocket, opening the canopy, allowing sunlight to hit the forest floor, and start the new regeneration process. But we got to do all it strategically. But hinge cutting, and maybe you're new to hinge cutting, but hinge cutting is basically where you cut through a tree just far enough to where it starts to tip over on its own, keeping the cambium layer of the tree intact. It's going to regenerate at that sprout, and it's also going to where it's been cut, it will sprout there, and will also regenerate, hopefully, the rest of the tree that stayed intact. So the downsides to hinge cutting, guys, and a lot of guys don't talk about this stuff, is where, if depending on where you made that cut, let's say you made it at waist height, which is the quote-unquote proper way to do it, the sprouts start to take place, and if it can truly get good sunlight, in a year that can grow 3 feet. All these sprouts start to explode. 6 feet by year number 2, 9, 10, 12 feet by year number 3. And the issue with that is the cover starts to take place from ground up, okay? From the ground up. So it's got a 3-foot head start, ultimately making it a lot easier to recreate the canopy that you got rid of in the first place. Next thing you know, you're going in and rehinging the hinge. So it can be a lot of maintenance going in and hinge cutting. Don't think that you hinge cut once and you're done forever. That's not necessarily the case. So hinge cutting can be used for bedding. You should go in there and kind of clear it out so that it's usable. But also, I do like using it for screening, tornado zones, things like that. I'm not always a big fan of it just to cut to create bedding, because we can put money in our pocket. But let's talk about now hinge cutting versus the hack and squirt method and the perks to it. I'm gonna be honest with you, I used to be really diehard hack and squirt, maybe because I was just a hater of hinge cutting, which has a time and a place, and they both do. The hack and squirt method, for those of you that are unfamiliar, is basically where you hack into a tree, and you can do this with moderate sized trees to smaller trees, and then you just apply herbicide, and it'll kill the tree standing. Now, a lot of the haters are like, oh, I'm not gonna have all the dead standing trees in my timber and this and that, which I get. But chances are when those trees do fall over eventually, because they will on their own, you're not going to be standing under them in that 50-mile-an-hour windstorm that comes through and ends up tipping these trees over the course of time. So like the benefit is to using this method, or even girdling in this case, is that, or even just felling a tree. We could just cut the tree down completely, but I get it. It can be a lot, and you have logs laying everywhere. Creates more of a mess, more deterrence for deer jumping over and around, and they might not use the area as much. So this is why people use this, the hack and squirt method, or girdling, or double girdling, is basically once we do that, the canopy does not grow back on that tree. It kills the tree standing, and the sunlight can hit the forest floor, and new regeneration can start from the ground level, not 3 feet up. And if you're doing hinge cutting the dangerous way, because the deer need the canopy, like I've seen in other videos, you're cutting it up at neck height, starting that canopy at 6 feet already, and then it's going to flourish, and you're going to get a new canopy that you got to maintain. So basically the perk to using the hack and squirt method is that the sunlight will hit the forest floor and the new regeneration will start at the forest floor. And then if that takes place, you have a longer time in which regrowth will take place and it doesn't need to be managed. They all need to be managed, whether it's through fire, whether it's just normal maintenance of a hinge cut, things like that. There's a time and a place in which you should use each of them. And if you don't understand that stuff, bring an expert out to your property. Put the money in, because hell, maybe neither of those are options, and maybe you have money to be put in your pocket through logging and doing it strategically and all these other things. So don't have too big of an ego about it. Like, you can't bring somebody else in to get a second opinion, because you only get to do timber stand improvement once. And if there's anything I could tell you guys in this video, is that, again, you only get to do timber stand improvement once to a given tree. You don't get to undo what you did. You need to make sure you do it the right way the first time. And there's a time and a place for each given method. And the double girdling, for those of you that are unaware of that, is you cut into the tree with a chainsaw, you go around the perimeter of it. Bigger tree, you have to cut twice, double girdle it. Kills the tree standing. Same concept as the hack and squirt method. Can be used in place, but they're pretty interchangeable for the most part. So hack and squirt versus hinge cutting versus girdling, I guess you could say as well. There's a time and a place, guys. If you don't know, learn, bring somebody out, and figure out what's right for your property. Maybe it's none of them, maybe it's one of them. If you guys like these videos, you like these topics, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We're always dropping new information for you guys twice a week. So if you like this new information, you like learning, like, comment, subscribe. See you next time.